Hey, my name is Eric Worrell, and in this personal capital review, I'm going to be going over this service, how it works, what to be aware of before you get set up with it, and then also at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about probably the most life-changing financial advice I've ever gotten. I'll give you a little tease right here. If you have never seen this right here, this flow chart, you're definitely going to want to stick on till the end of the video because I'm going to share this resource with you, which has been tremendously helpful for me and my finances. So going back to the kind of homepage here on Personal Capital, I'm going to dive in, show you exactly what this account looks like for me that I've been using for about a year. And why don't we get to that right now? So before we get too far down the rabbit hole, let me explain why this service exists. Because if you're like me, you're like, okay, it's free. What's the catch? So Personal Capital is an investment service, right? They do wealth management for their clients, but this essentially is a giant lead capture tool because they're aggregating data, right? They know where you're at as far as your investing life cycle. And what they're going to do is try and upsell you into their wealth management services. If we want to check those out, I have them open right here. And here's what they offer. Their investment services start at $100,000 portfolios, and of course, they will take your money if you want to go more than that. But I have called them, I have talked to them, and one of the things that I'm impressed with is their fees are not outrageous. It is 50 basis points or 0.5%. And really, as far as personal advisors go, not too bad starting out in the investment service. So if you're not comfortable handling your own retirement investments, this is an option for you. And trust me, you are going to see it pop up a lot when you use the tool, and we'll get to that again in a little bit. I'm just going to go over a few of the pieces of this tool that I really like. Is if you're looking at planning, you can go into your retirement planner. And what this allows you to do is really set what you want to do for your goals. I've been kind of messing around with this a little bit, but you can come down here, you can do your income events, what you've saved today, what you're planning on saving per year. We're going to say 25,000, and then also your retirement spending. So let's say that I want to retire when we are 60. So you can change this information. And then we want to spend $4,000 per month. And then the spending decrease because as you get older, you have less and less expenses. So you can say that it's going to go down by 0.5% per year, and the spending minimum is going to be 25,000. Save. So what it's going to do is it's going to kind of figure this out, and now it's saying that we're at a 99% chance of being in great shape for our retirement. So this is kind of interesting as you can see how this would extract out. This is a pretty cool tool in the retirement planner. And then if you're looking at the retirement fee analyzer, this is a great tool. Again, if you are currently with an advisor who is a high fee advisor, you can use this. And let's say you have a 401k at work with $19,000 that you plan on maxing out each year, and your annual growth at 7.5%. If your advisor is charging you a 1% fee, what you can see here is it's going to tell you that over the course of a lifetime of up to 60 years old, that's going to cost $492,000 in fees. That's why fees are so important to pay attention to, where conversely, if you were using Personal Capital for that, their wealth management services, you'll see this number drop to $276,000. A really quick resource I want to share with you, I'm going to be sharing a few of these throughout this video. It's Bogleheads. If you've never heard of this, it's inspired by the late, great Jack Bogle, who is the founder of Vanguard, which pioneered low-cost, low-fee index investing. So this particular Bogleheads investment philosophy right here, you can go down. It'll take you several hours to go through this entire page right here if you're watching all the videos, because there is a video for each one of these. But I'm going to go down to minimizing and keeping costs low. It's talking about keeping costs low because really when it comes to investing, one of the few things that you can control is what investments you pick and what the fees are on those investments. You can't predict or control what the markets are going to do, but you can control your fees. And that's basically what this retirement fee analyzer is doing, is it's letting you know if you have a high fee advisor that you're going to lose 24% of your earnings are going to be lost to fees to that advisor. So that's a pretty cool tool, and definitely check this out. It'll be in the description below as you are looking in the comments or description of this video. So why don't we take a look at another aspect of this that I really like is if you're looking at your investing, it kind of shows you your allocation of everything. You can see your holdings, balances, performance allocation. So this particular part I really enjoy is the allocations of your portfolio. It's going to give you a clean snapshot of how you're allocated with your portfolio. And this is really helpful if you're somebody who is rebalancing your portfolio on your own. And a really easy way to do this, if you're not sure, is you can set up with Vanguard in target date funds. So target date fund, it just naturally will shift the allocations as you get closer to retirement. So currently what they're recommending for the 2050 fund, those people planning on retiring in the year 2050, is 89.81% in stocks and 10% in bonds. So I can go back, and if I want to balance my retirement account with this asset allocation, it'll give you the actual index funds that it's actually investing in. So 53.9% in total stock market, also U.S. funds, 35% in international. So I can go right back and see, okay, I am at 55% U.S., 32% for international stocks. Maybe I'm a little bit low on international and a little bit high on US stock market. So I can rebalance to kind of mimic what is happening with this target date fund. This is really only necessary if you're planning on coming up with this allocation on your own. The reason you might want to do that is this fund, I believe, carries a fee of 15 basis points, 0.15%. If you do this on your own, you'll save like probably 0.8% or something like that. I can't remember. I looked it up before, but it's pretty much about half of that in fees. And again, the cool thing is you can go back to a retirement fee analyzer and be like, all right, well, what's the difference? Let's say now that we are at 0.15% because you are buying Vanguard target date funds. And what you're looking at here is a total fee of $112,000. If you were to come up with that allocation again, at allocation, meaning let's see here, portfolio and management. If you're just doing this manually and picking these, I believe you can save about 7 basis points. And a basis point is just, a percentage point. So when we go from 0.15 to 0.14, that's 1 basis point. So why don't we go from 0.15 and we'll say that if you do this yourself, it's 0.08. Well, you go from $112,000 to $78,000. So you'd essentially save, what was that, about $34,000 in fees over the course of just that one retirement account of $19,000 that you are saving for. So for some people that really like to get in the weeds and rebalance their portfolios themselves, that is available to you. Now, earlier in this video, I did tease one of the best pieces of financial advice I've ever come across. And surprisingly, it came from Reddit. If you're not familiar, Reddit is a social media service that you can subscribe to subreddits. In this particular case, I am looking at personal finance. And what they have here is they have on the side here, if you're on desktop, you can scroll down, and it's called the Prime Directive on How to Handle Money. You can read through all this, right? But if you're more of a visual person like I am, they have this flow chart. And you can zoom in on this flow chart, and basically it's saying that there are 6 steps here for what to do with your money and spending. And you can follow this flow chart down and figure out exactly where you are in the chart. So let's say that you have an emergency fund, you're already contributing to your employer's 401k match, but then you get to this point where it says, do you have high interest debt? Well, no. Then you can say, increase your emergency fund to 3 to 6 months. Then it'll walk you through exactly what to do with your money. And then if you do get to a point where it's saying, all right, well, max out your yearly HSA contributions, you can go back into this fund over here, or excuse me, this wiki that they have set up, and you can go into Save More for Retirement. It's going to have a lot of information on what to do, and we'll do Control Find for HSA, and you can see right here a health savings account. This is going to click on here, and now you've got really good information on what a health savings account is and a guide to it. So this is an incredible resource to help you through. And again, this paired with Bogleheads investment philosophy over here, like this is worth probably an entire college education just in finance alone. Really cool tool. Just know that they are going to solicit you at some point for the wealth management services if you are over $100,000. Your notifications that pop a lot of times are about that too. So you might get these things like shift assets in your portfolio and you could earn $21,000 by retirement. And of course, you can ask a question of your advisor, and it's all geared towards getting you onto their wealth management services. But it's up to you. You can decide if you want to use that. I just like it because it's a phenomenal tool, way better than Mint or any of the other tools that I have seen out there, because it does allow you to track not only your budgeting and your bank account and your credit cards, but also your investment services and what you have going on with retirement. So as I mentioned earlier in this video on the on-screen call out, I do have a link for you if you are interested in signing up for Personal Capital. My link is an affiliate link, so I will receive a commission, which will help me with my investment goals myself, but it is free for you to use, and I appreciate it if you check out that link and use it, because as I mentioned, free to you, but I'll make a little bit of money if you use that link, and that helps support what I'm doing here on YouTube and on my channel. If you have any questions, comment below. Happy to help answer any questions you have. And again, in the description, I'll have that link, but also the investment advice that I have picked up from Bogleheads and Personal Finance Prime Wiki Directive. So I'm sorry, that was a lot of information, but hopefully you found this helpful. I really love doing these videos. Give it a thumbs up if you found it helpful. All right, guys, good luck with your investment future and take care.